Okay, here we are. My volume's up. I hope your volume is working. Good morning. Welcome. Here we are to our all levels Tuesday morning practice. And we are going to go between the chair and standing today. Won't be too much standing, just to nourish our body and hydrate it, move it for the spinal warm-up, and then we will come back to seated for the rest of the class. Finally, for the short meditation, you can either be lying in Shavasana or seated in like your lazy boy or in a chair with cushions, anything that feels good for you. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is plant our feet onto the earth and our sit bones. If you need to take any excess flesh away from the sit bones, feel free. And then activating the abdominal muscles. If we just kind of think about squeezing them a little bit, even if it seems difficult, it allows us to get a stronger mid and lower back, opening our heart, keeping space for that beauty, that love in our practice, and reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. Everything is nice and long. And then you can just begin to do a little body scan all the way from the crown of the head to the feet, noticing if there's anywhere that might need a little extra love and breath, mindfulness today. And just taking a couple breaths in those areas as you move down all the way from the head to the feet. Giving some time to feed oxygen into those tight muscles with the inhale, some prana, life force energy. And on the exhale, releasing what we no longer need. And also releasing love out into the world at the same time. So as you're doing that little body scan, just becoming aware of your breath here. The eyes might begin to get heavy, slightly closed or completely closed. And just noticing the movement of your breath, noticing at the end of the inhale, is it coming from the chest? Is the breath moving short and shallow? Or is the breath already moving long and slow and deep? Begins to, just with the intention of becoming aware of the breath, it begins to slow down. And if we can, inhale through the nostrils, allowing the air to get filtered through the hair of the nose. It's a fantastic idea, but if the nose is completely blocked from a cold, we've all had that in our family here the last week or two, just allowing yourself to breathe in and out of the mouth. What we're looking for is long, slow, and deep. As you fill up on the inhale, feel the movement of the breath moving through the body and filling up the belly nice and full. And then as the exhale begins, that belly comes back towards the spine. And then the ribs collapse, the lungs deflate, and the breath comes right back out the mouth, or maybe even the nose. Again, inhale through the nose, nice and full. Maybe noticing the amount of seconds on the inhale as you fill up, and then slowly releasing it on the exhale, just a little bit slower than when you filled in the inhale. When we slow down that exhale, it allows us to get connected to our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest, our healing within our breath. And when you release that exhale, feel the softness in the face, allowing the muscles to melt, relax, teeth melt away from each other. There's no tension being held in the mouth or anywhere else in the face. A few more inhales and exhales, feeling the movement as you fill up on the inhale, nice and slow. Looking for about at least 4 seconds. And then on the exhale, bringing that belly in towards the spine again, collapsing the ribs, deflating the lungs. think you finished exhaling, exhale a little longer if there's still some old stagnant air within you. One more breath like that. Really releasing that exhale nice and slow. And then just coming back into a rhythmic way of breathing. Again, scanning the body. We'll do a couple minutes of deep breaths. You're just going to hum, and that vibration is going to activate the vagus nerve in the throat area and activate it and create that vibration all the way throughout those ganglions of nerves in the vagus nerve to help relax us even further. Doesn't matter which level you're humming at, whether it's low or medium or high. Just allowing those vibrations throughout the body. We're going to inhale nice and full. Inhale. Again. Three more times. Two more. Last one. And releasing that humming, that deep breath, that vibration, coming just back into your seated, conscious, yet present position, and just feeling those vibrations moving through the body. Perhaps you might feel some heat or some movement, or perhaps nothing at all. Just taking 3 full breaths here before we get started in our spinal warm-up. Again, if we're holding any extra tension today, just really releasing it with an extra sigh, allowing that extra pressure to be released out of the body. One more time. And then coming into our spinal warm-up, I'm going to just move my chair for a moment. And I can stand here in the center. Again, if you want to be seated, feel free to do so. This is just to switch it up. Being seated the entire time. So our feet will be about hip-width apart. That's about 2 fists between the feet, which should be just lined up with the hip bone. We can bring our hands to prayer or to Somaste, giving ourselves a hug if that feels good, for a full inhale and exhale. And then we'll guide ourselves through the rest of the spinal flow. But we'll start here with our full inhale and exhale. And then inhale, we're going to reach our arms up overhead, nice and long. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge at the hip, coming forward with the release of breath on the exhale. It doesn't matter how low we're going down. We're just trying to keep that back flat as we release the breath. And then as the inhale begins to fill up the body, we raise up nice and long again. And then on the exhale, reaching the right arm down and bringing that left arm over the right side of the body with the release of breath. Then again, inhale, we're going to reach both arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring that left arm down, reaching the right arm over the left side of the body, keeping the strength in the left obliques. And then inhale, both arms are raised. And exhale, slowly melting them down towards the hips. The transition, the movements between postures are just important as the postures themselves. So micro bend in the knee, we're not locking them. Inhale, looking up. Crown of the head is long, and exhale, looking over that right shoulder with the release of breath, mild twist in the upper body. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, twisting it out mildly. The other direction to the left. Inhale, exhale, release the arms. Then inhale, we're going to try a little balance here. If you have to hold on to the wall or the chair, that's okay. We're going to inhale, bring that left leg in towards the chest, give it a little hug. You can try not holding on if you like. And then exhale, bring that left leg down, root down, take one breath. We'll do it on the other side. And then holding the wall or the chair, inhale, exhale, just pulling it in towards the chest. Inhale, exhale, release. Stay here, one full breath. That was one round of our warm-up. A nice slow movement, connecting our body with our breath. A beautiful dance. Taking one more full breath here until we go into round two. Then inhale, exhale. Namaste or namaste. And then inhale. Reach those arms to the sky. You can look up towards the sky if you like as well. Exhale, hinge at the hip as you release the breath. Arms coming down as if going into a standing forward fold. As the inhale begins again, we reach up nice and long, filling up. Exhale, right arm comes down, left side of the body getting a nice stretch as we're reaching over to the right. Inhale, both arms are raised. Exhale, left arm is down, reaching that right side of the body, getting length as we bring it over to the left. Inhale, left arm is raised. Exhale, both to the hips. Spine is long. Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, slowly bring that gaze, the eyes over to the right, maybe even looking over that right shoulder with the release of breath. Then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, looking over the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Remembering the legs here. Holding on here. Inhale, bringing that knee in towards the chest. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, release. Exhale, root it down. Holding on for the other side. Inhale, bringing that right leg in towards the chest. Exhale, squeeze it in. Then inhale, release, and exhale, root it down. Take one full breath here. Almost done our warm-up. Maybe taking one more full breath. And then again, namaste or namaste. One full inhale and exhale. And then inhale, arms up overhead to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming down towards the earth with the release of breath. And then inhale as the breath fills up, the body raises up towards the sky. Exhale, right arm comes towards the earth as we lengthen the left side of the body, reaching it to the right. Then inhale, bringing that right arm to meet the left. Exhale, left arm comes down, opening up the right side of the body as we reach that right arm to the left top corner of the room. Remember not to collapse on the left side. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to the hips. Inhale, crown of the head to the sky. Exhale, looking over the right shoulder with the release of breath. Keeping those hips centered. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, looking over the left. One last leg balance, supporting yourself if you need to. Exhale, release. Gonna root down in that right leg, guiding yourself some support here if you need it. Inhale, bring the left leg in towards the chest. Exhale, squeeze it in with the release of breath. Then inhale, exhale, release. Again, holding on to the other side if that feels good for you. Create some extra stability. Root down in that left foot, micro bend in the knee. And then inhale, bring the right leg up, and exhale, squeeze it in towards the rib cage with the release of breath. Then inhale, slowly release, and exhale, root down. Feeling that warmth we've created in the body. Finding some balance here before we sit. Taking 3 full breaths. Feeling that stillness that's been created. Sometimes our mind takes over because our body is screaming for us to move it. We've allowed ourselves to nourish it and open it, strengthen it, twist it out in many directions here. Now that we stood for a couple breaths here, we will bring the chair back. Please find yourself a seat again. You can sit on the floor if that feels better for you. Okay, so we've guided ourselves through our standing warm-up. We are now seated again, rooted the feet down, always recentering, reconnecting to those contact points on the chair, on the mat. Finding that resting posture here. We're not just collapsing the spine, try to allow it. Even though it's a resting posture, we still want to keep the spine long. Noticing if the upper back is rounded, just bringing those shoulder blades closer together. Opening up the heart, letting the shoulders drop away from the ears. Again, crown of the head to the sky. We'll guide ourselves through some postures from the head all the way down to the feet. A little bit longer than when we were doing the spinal warm-up, and then I'll guide you through a meditation. So as we're seated here, nice and long and strong, yet rooted, strong foundation. Doesn't matter which direction you're going in, but you're going to create some small circles with your chin. You can feel the movement of the neck. We're not creating too big of circles right away. We're creating nice and small. And if it feels better for you and you want to make the circles a little bit bigger as you create that movement, feel free to do so. Again, it doesn't matter which direction we're going in, because we're going to go in both. So always starting small and then expanding and growing. Maybe one more circle in this direction. Fully releasing that exhale, coming back to center, and then switching the directions. Still listening to your breath as you're guiding those circles with the chin. Starting off small, allowing those circles to get a little bit bigger with each breath. Or keeping them nice and small if that's what's in your practice today. Again, it's about honoring yourself, listening to your body, and not always listening to our mind. One more circle in this direction. And fully finishing that circle and that breath, and then coming back to neutral. Gaze looking at the front of the room, crown of the head to the sky. We're going to inhale nice and long. On the exhale, bring the right ear towards the right shoulder, lengthening out the left side of the neck. Staying here for a few rounds of inhales and exhales. With the inhale, we find more breath, more oxygen, more prana, and with each exhale, you can bring that right ear a little closer towards the shoulder, even just a little millimeter more, not milliliter, close. Inhale, soft, fill up. Exhale, right ear a little closer to that right shoulder. One more full breath here. And as you release that breath softly, bringing that neck back into a neutral position, not rushing into the other side, taking one full breath here. And then inhale long, and now we're going to go shoulder, lengthening out the right side of the neck. Again, inhale, soft. So with breath, exhale, left ear towards the left shoulder, a little bit more. Taking about 3 more full breaths here. You can realign yourself and guide that left ear towards the shoulder again with each exhale. 2 more breaths. And last one. And remembering to fully release that exhale. And then as we begin that next inhale, slowly bringing that neck back into neutral. Taking 1 or 2 full breaths here. One more full breath. I'm going to bring the hands to prayer. Take 1 full breath here. And then from hands to prayer, you're going to inhale, open up the heart. When you open up the heart, you're going to bring the chin and the eyes up towards the sky slightly, not closing off the back of the neck as we fill with breath. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring it back in towards the prayer, rounding the spine and bringing the chin in towards the chest, eyes towards the chest, release the breath. Then inhale, lengthening the spine, opening up, then opening up the heart, creating all that space here as we guide the shoulders in towards each other. Inhale. Exhale, rounding it all in again, bringing hands to prayer, rounding that upper mid-spine, and finally the chin in towards the chest, rounding that neck. Again, inhale, open. If it feels better to have the arms out wide, that's also an option. And exhale, bringing it all in. It's also an option to not use the arms at all and just keep them beside you on the chair. We'll do 1 more like that. Inhale, open. And exhale. Round that spine. Coming back to neutral. Releasing the hands from prayer. Letting them just rest on your knees there for a moment. Listening to that breath guide you. Noticing if you're getting stuck in thoughts racing through the mind, just allow yourself to accept them, send them on their way, and connect back to the breath. This is the only place you need to be in this moment. Don't need to worry about what happened before or what may happen after. Just allowing yourself to feel the peace and calm that you've created here in the present moment. Now we're going to extend those side bends. So you're going to bring that right arm down the side of your chair. And inhale, you're going to reach that left arm to the sky. And then on the exhale, you can hold on to the side of the chair if that feels better, more support for you. The feet are still rooted. On the exhale, we're going to bring that left arm over, just like in the spinal warm-up. So we're lengthening out the left side of the body, keeping the right oblique strong. We're letting the ear be in line with the arm. And we're just going to take a few breaths here. With each inhale, you can reach up and on an angle a little bit further. And on the exhale, you can come down a little bit deeper. Taking 2 more full breaths here. Really lengthening out that crown of your head. Rooting those sit bones and feet down. Exhale, last. Reach over to the right, lengthening out the left, and then coming back to center. And exhale, bringing the left hand to meet the right. Honoring the softness, even though the entire practice is quite soft, really allowing yourself to feel those moments of true peace and stillness. 1 more breath here. And bringing that left arm down, you can grab onto the side of the chair if that feels good, or just let it hang down. And we're going to inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to guide that right arm over the left side of the body, that right side of the body, getting nice length, strong in the left. Might even squeeze those abdominals, see if that can create even more strength so you can reach up and over on the inhale and exhale a little bit further, a little deeper, a little more open. Taking 2 more full breaths here. You might even open that shoulder a little bit. Remember that arm's in line with the ear. Exhale down. 1 more. And then bringing that right arm to the sky and slowly meeting it down with the left. Both hands onto the thighs. 1 more breath here. Now we're going to guide ourselves into the legs. You can root that left foot down, feel it strong, pressing into the mat. And just like when we were standing, balancing in the spinal warm-up, I'm going to try to get you to bring that right knee in towards the chest. So you're holding on to it, hugging it into you. You might even lean completely against the back of the chair to get a little bit more stability. Inhale. And on the exhale, use the strength of the arms to squeeze that leg in towards the body as you release the breath. But still holding here, flowing the breath. Inhale, length. Exhale, perhaps activate it a little further as you're releasing. Detoxifying with the release of breath. 1 more time. Exhale. As you release that breath. Slowly releasing the right leg and rooting it into the earth. Readjusting ourselves, creating that foundation again, rooting into the right foot, right sit bones, and then we're going to guide that left leg in towards the chest, again using the back of the chair if that feels good. We can hug our arms around that leg. Inhale. And on the exhale, use the strength of the arms to bring that knee in towards the chest. Soft on the inhale, filling up. Exhale. Bringing it in a little further. 1 more full breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And as you fully release that exhale, release the left leg. Rooting it back into the earth, readjusting those sit bones. Now we're just going to loosen up the knees a little bit. All we're going to do is root 1 foot down, and then when you exhale, you're going to press that leg away from you. Inhale back in. Exhale, kick that leg away from you, activating the quadriceps, bringing the toes towards the face, pressing the heel away, and bringing it back towards the earth. Inhale, exhale, kick that leg out away from you, toes towards the face, activating quadriceps. Inhale, back down. 2 more times. Exhale, press the heel away, toes towards the face. One more time, inhale. Exhale, kicking it away from your toes towards your face. Release of breath. And take back into neutral position. One full inhale and exhale. And then we'll do it on the other side. Inhale, root down into that right foot, right sit bones, and exhale, kick that left foot away from you, toes towards the face, activating the quadricep on the other side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, kicking that foot away from you, toes towards the face, heel towards the front of the room with the release of breath. Inhale, down. Exhale, pressing it away from you, toes towards the face. Two more times on this side. Inhale. Exhale, activate those thigh muscles here as you press the heel away, toes towards the face. One last time. Inhale and exhale, press it away from you, toes towards the face. And coming back into that neutral spine, hands onto the knees. Taking one more full breath here. And then we'll give our ankles and our feet a little bit of movement here. So we're gonna move the ankles nice and slowly, creating some circles here. It's like you're creating a circle with your toes. Again, it doesn't matter which direction we're moving in first. We're going to balance it out, moving both directions. Now going in the opposite direction you were before, drawing those toe circles. One more time in that direction. And then squeeze those toes together like you're making a fist with your foot, and then let it expand. Two more times, squeeze it in, expand. Squeeze it in, expand, and release. Take one full breath. Then we'll do those ankle circles on the other side. Again, it doesn't matter which direction we're going in. Just allowing yourself to draw those circles with your toes in one direction. Maybe 4 or 5 circles in one direction. And then going into the other direction here. Nice and slow. And then we'll create those feet fists. Feet out, squeeze the foot in, allowing yourself to really concentrate all those muscles that they're squeezing in together. And then exhale, release and expand as best as you can. And then inhale, squeeze the foot in together. And exhale, release. And then inhale, squeeze that foot in together. And exhale, release. And bringing that foot back up to meet the right. Since we didn't do the wrists or the hands, we'll just do some arm circles now, allowing some movement in them as well before we're done. So we'll just do a few shoulder circles in one direction with your breath. And then slowly in the opposite direction. Just nourishing them, showing them some love. And then the elbows can be in circles or up and down if that feels better for you. If you're doing circles, doing both directions. Hear those clicks and cracks. That's just some excess air in the joints that we can allow to release with that nourishing softness. And then the wrist, we'll just move the wrist in both directions. Again, doesn't matter which way first. Getting a lot of clicks here in the wrist. And when you're done one direction, allowing yourself to softly rotate the wrist in the other direction. One more. And then squeezing the fists in together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And exhale, release and expand. Inhale, squeeze. here's when we're going to start to get relaxed for our meditation, the end of our practice. So if you want to lie in Shavasana, or if you're in a lazy boy, you want to kick up the feet a little bit, that's great. If you're in a chair like me and you want to put a cushion behind your back, also suggested, but not under the bum, as you might slip. And just finding yourself, so the spine should still be long. We don't want to collapse ourselves completely. Just allowing yourself to find a place of softness and stillness. Again, a nice body scan all the way from the top of your head, the tips of your toes. Moving with breath all the way down as you go through a scan through the head and the neck, the shoulder, the arm, the chest, the upper back, the rib cage and the mid-back, the lower belly and the lower back, and the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankles, the feet. Just taking a few breaths in any area that might need a little extra love today. Softness. Breathing that beauty, thinking of something that brings you gratefulness or joy in your heart, whether it's a person or an animal or an experience, a situation. Perhaps it's allowing you to smile. Feeling that joy, that light that's been created here, and allowing it to expand through each breath. First expanding through the physical body, growing, spilling out from the heart, all the way through the belly, the hips, the legs, the arms, the shoulders, the neck, and the head. And that light's filled up so much within us. The light is now expanding outside of us, letting that love and light filter and fill up every tiny little nook and cranny of our aura with our own love, our own light. Feeling the lightness, maybe even the brightness that this love energy has created. And then just allowing yourself to bring that light that expanded outside of you into your aura back within you. Your tips of your toes and your fingertips to the crown of your head. And that light's making its way back towards your heart chakra, your heart, the area of your chest. Your reminder to take care of yourself first before anyone else. Feeling that softness and stillness that's created here and allowing it to guide you through hopefully the rest of your day, maybe even your week. And as you allowed that light and that love to come back within the physical body, keeping it located there within your Anahata heart chakra. Now just being aware of the physical body again here. need to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bring some movement back into the body. You might stretch as if you're waking up first thing in the morning, nice and long. Oh. And then if you want to come back up into seated to finish your practice today, feel free to do so or stay exactly where you are. Thank you so much for being here and taking some time to connect to our parasympathetic nervous systems, to slow down, to find healing and regeneration within the body, mind, and spirit. May the light and love within me shine and connect to the light and love within you always. Namaste. Love you.